Hello everybody, I'm Orange and welcome to my Abyss, and welcome to the October 2022 manga haul. I'm super excited what I've got this month. I've been able to collect, I believe, around 25 volumes of manga, and also a few comics at the end, like I always have. And I'm really excited to talk about what I got this month. I got a lot of good new releases, as well as some good old releases, which I'm so excited about. I'm excited. So let's just jump right into it for this very special spooky month. And of course, we have to start off this spooky month with a horror volume, which is Black Paradox by Junji Ito. I literally got this in the mail just today. I have not had a chance to sit down and read it yet, but I know I will as soon as I stop recording this video. I already know I like this series. I adore so much. I love Junji Ito. He's, of course, you've heard his name many times, one of the most well-respected mangakas whose work is published in America. He does good stuff, good body horror. He's just it's always fun to read his work. And this cover is absolutely beautiful. I am, awestruck by how, minimalistic it is. You can't pick it up on the camera, but all the text is actually in a holographic font. Or holographic print, and it's beautiful. Did I have it upside down? I probably had it upside down. I don't know. And it's just so simplistic and so good, and I cannot wait to bust into this and read it. I am so excited. I love you, Junji. I'm putting that on that side, because that's where I put the books that I'm going to read, on the side of my bed. Yeah, did you know it's filmed on my bed? And then, my next volume is Hinamatsuri, Volume 11. What can I say about Hinamatsuri? It's a staple of me picking it up at this point. It's a good, fun series. If you like your comedies funny, with an occasional emotional moments, and also great characters. It's a good comedy if you like just a Yakuza trying to be a dad and his weird psychic daughter. It's just a good time. I love me some Hinamatsuri. And then below that we have, we have Berserk Volume 13, featuring a little censorship I did because we had a lot of nudity on the cover. I'm fine with it, but I know YouTube probably won't be, so I covered that up. But this is the point in the series where it happens. You know what it is, and it's a lot. I love Berserk as a series. It's fantastic. But when looking it up and, planning to read it, please find a list of triggers, because there's a lot of stuff, in Berserk that can put a lot of people off, and that's totally understandable. But I am so happy that I finally have reached this point. If you don't know, my really only experience with Berserk is I've watched up to the, end of the Golden Age arc, which is, because that's everything that was covered in the 90s anime, which is the only thing I have seen. So I'm officially entering new territory with Berserk now, with this volume. And it's great, it's fantastic, it's classic, everyone talks about it for a reason. It's wonderful, and I suggest everyone should read it. I think it's popular for a reason. But again, I do suggest too, before reading the series, look up the triggers, please. A lot of stuff goes on in the series, and media, you're meant to watch media to have fun. Or to have a story, and if you're not having a good time, you shouldn't. But I am so happy, and I can't wait to put this on my shelf and take off this sticky note, because again, it's covering up some boobies. Some boobies and other stuff. And then below that, we have Queen's Quality, Volume 1 and Volume 3. Volume 2 is out of stock right now. Hopefully it'll come back in print soon, but Queen Quality is good, Queen Quality is great. I love me it so much. Just a good time. I cannot wait to get more into this series. Just look at them. And then below that I have Yumikira Dream Shop, which is another Shoujo Beat series. It's actually a single one-issue volume, so if you just want to have a one thing to put on your shelf, here you go. Here's your thing. I think I was reading some of my other Shoujo Beat manga, nothing from this haul. I think it might have been from my last haul. And it advertised this series, and I thought the cover was super cute, so I decided to pick it up. And it's just a collection of short stories following our lead, who runs a dream shop. You come in with a dream, and they'll solve your problem, but at what price? But it's a good short series, and I adore this cover. I think this cover is great. Got a little bunny and a bat up here, and also the main character. But it's a good time. It is a good time, but also suffering the curse again of the dreaded red spine. The dreaded Shoujo Beat red spine. I finally know how you guys feel. Most of the shoujo I collected was from Kodansha or Tokyo Pop, and not really from Shoujo Beat. And then suddenly it's I want to start collecting more Shoujo Beat manga. And suddenly I'm afflicted by the red spine curse. I know how you guys feel finally. All my shoujo spines were looking good. And then under that we got Yotsuba Volume 4. It's Yotsuba, another good slice of life comedy series. what can you say? It's a good time. I love Yotsuba. She's a little cutie. I love seeing her learn. I love seeing her dad and all her weird friends that she has around her. It's just a good classic time. And then below that, we're getting to some horror. More horror. Let's go. We have Be Very Afraid of Kanako Inkui. And this is a one-off of classic stories by a very classic horror mangaka. The Dissolving Classroom. School Zone. No, I think it was School Zone is a comic or a manga series she did previously have published in America, but I think it's going out of print, or I think it hasn't out of print, so it's hard to find. So this is a good way to get your hands on her work. And I said at the beginning of this video how much I love Junji Ito stuff, and I say this every time I bring up Junji Ito, but like for the longest time in America, like if you wanted to read horror manga, it was only published by Junji Ito. It was like only by him, and like horror manga specifically has so many like different like artists like in it who like make interesting things, but for the longest time it was the Junji Ito party, and as a Junji Ito fan I was like, heck yeah, but also as a horror manga fan I was like, but there's so much more out there. But this one is like, I love we're getting more just horror manga published by different like authors like in America. I'm so happy, and this cover is stellar and stunning, and it's so good, and just like it's a collection of really like cute, not really cute, it's a collection of like shoujo horror manga stories, and it's great and good, and I love it, and I really want more horror manga to be published in America that isn't by Junji Ito. And that is happening more. I'm happy to see that. And again, keep on publishing Junji. I love my Junji Ito. But that's that, and below that we have even more horror manga, baby. We got PTSD Radio Volume 1. And I first want to say before anything, this is one of my favorite manga covers I've probably seen in a while too. It is so cool. Like most of it's matte, but you can probably see it be picked up on light. Some of it is like reflective, but like also like the equipment on the back is embossed in a way that makes it like actually like level. It's so cool. But I got a lot to say about you. Masaki Nakayama. So on the back of this book, it was on the back of this, it was written by Masaki. It was written by I'm so tired. I had a long day at work, guys. But the mangaka behind this manga also published a series called Fun no Tane, and that's one of my favorite horror series of all time. It's a fantastic, like wonderful, like really interesting, like anthology horror. So it'll be like just a horror story told in a series of like 6 to 10 pages, sometimes even less than that, and it's fantastic. And I love how on the back of this it says, the cult horror hit from the creator of Funotane comes to print. And me knowing a lot about Funotane, it's like, no one in America knows what that is. It's never been published in America. I scanlated all the chapters back in high school because it isn't available in America digitally or public or print. You can't even find the movie legally in America. So how would people know that? Why didn't you print Funotan before this? Because this is an ongoing series at the moment, while Funotan and its sequel Funotan Plus are both completed. And they're not a long series either. Like Funotan I think is 4 volumes, and Funotan Plus Funotan is 3 volumes, and Funotan Plus is 4 volumes, so it's not a long series. I don't know why they decided to publish PTSD Radio and not Funotan. This is just me begging them to publish Funotan because I love Funotan so much. But that's not saying this series is bad either. No, this is actually very interesting because it actually follows a narrative while still keeping the structure of Funotan. So like chapters are very short, like ranging from like 6 to 10 pages. But it tells a story, and it's interesting, and I like it a whole bunch. It's great, I can't wait to get more. But please publish Funotan if you're going to use it as an advertising point on the back of your book. Please publish it for me. I love horror manga. But it's like, oh, the faces are good, the faces are juicy, the scares are juicy. Publish me more horror manga. I don't know why you did this series instead of the one that was already complete and short. But I'm excited. And then below that, moving on, we have Children of the Whales, so Volume 3. A wonderful little fantasy series with world building I love. Just beautiful, beautiful artwork. I cannot wait to get more of this series. It's just a good time. It's just a good fantasy time, and I love me a good fantasy time. And below that, we have Gangsta, volumes 5, 6, and 8. I am so glad that a lot of the series is like coming back into print. For the longest time, for the past few videos, I've been like, oh, a lot of the volumes aren't available. But some of them like suddenly are coming back into print, and I'm so excited. If you can't tell, Volume 7, at least currently, is still out of print, so I'm waiting for Volume 7 to come back in print, and then it'd be completely up to date with Gangsta. And Gangsta is a good time. It's a fun series. I love the art. I love the characters. Just good. I just really want Volume 7 to come back into print so I can have all the books that have been released on my shelf. Please. And then below that, we have Soul Eater, Volume 8, with Medusa on the cover. Oh, it's so shiny. You can see the reflection of my shitty phone, of my bad phone. But we have Medusa on the cover, being threatening and scary. We love a threatening and scary woman, but we do not stand child abuse. I love Soul Eater, one of the most nostalgic series for me. Also makes sense that it's releasing in October, because Soul Eater is a spoopy series, or a spoopy aesthetically series. Tim Burton, the anime. But Soul Eater is a good time. Probably up there with, like, fair shonen series. Just fun. Just a fun, good time. I'm loving these hardcover releases. And I'm actually really surprised, like, how fast they seem to be coming out as well. Like, I think there's a volume, at least now, because, a lot of pre-orders have changed. A lot of, like, pre-order release dates change, especially when it comes to, stuff by Square Enix. But it's, like, another volume's coming out next month. But again, that could change at literally any moment, because Square Enix, like, often pushes back these releases. But I like how fast it's coming out, because it's a complete series. Even the hardcovers are complete in Japan, and I want them in America because I love Soul Eater. It's just such a nostalgic series for me. And then moving on to the next pile, we have the Holy Grail, the thing that has taken, I think, about 5 years for me to actually finally come into fruition and complete. We have the rest of the Pandora Hearts singles, which are volumes 12, volumes 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, which is the last library copy, but I don't care as long as it's in my hand, 22, 23, and 24. I finally have every single volume of Pandora Hearts. You have no idea how long I've been collecting this series for, or at least I've been trying to collect this series, because it's been out of print for a really long time. And then suddenly, like, it came back into print, which I'm surprised about. Like, usually when they do reprints of the series, they do it through the box set, because they actually reprinted the box set, like, earlier, I think, this year, which I think they only made the box set. Firstly, because this is one of my favorite manga, and one of the best manga. Firstly, because they wanted to make the pun Pandora's box. I think that's a reason why. But also, I'm just so overcome with joy and happiness. Pandora Hearts, the anime, was one of the first anime I watched when I was getting into anime, and Pandora Hearts, the manga, like, continues past the point that the anime ending, and it's so good, and it's so fantastic, and it's such a good series, and why aren't you guys reading it? I don't know why it suddenly came back into print, like the singles, but I'm so happy it did. I am ecstatic to finally have this entire series in my hands, so I can read it at any time. Look at her! Look at him! Oh, I'm happy! And also, my favorite thing about any final volume, it's a thickie. It's a thickie. Oh, I'm so excited! So that concludes all the manga, but we're going to move on to 2 comics that I collected this month, because again, I do like me some comics sometimes, but sometimes I mean all the time. And that is Snapdragon. I picked this up because I thought it looked cute. What other reason would you pick something up for? I thought it was cute. I liked the cover. I liked the spine. It caught my attention. I'm going through Owl House, so anytime Owl House withdrawal, so anytime I see, like, oh, witch with girl? Oh, she's teaching girl, I must. But this is a really, really, like, fun, kind of relatable too, like, just a comic following a girl who learns stuff from a witch, and it's good, and it's great, and I love the witch. She is hot. I love Jax. She is my hot grandma, Crocs-wearing taxidermist, and I love her. But it's a witch. It's a good time. I suggest it. Read American comics too, or really comics from anywhere. They're fantastic. And finally, the comic concluding this very spooky month is the most spoopy comic of all time, and that's Scary Godmother, Spectacular Stories. Aaron, what the heck is this? Well, if you are specifically my age, then you remember Cartoon Network. And Cartoon Network always showing the Halloween special, Scary Godmother, Halloween Spectacular, and Scary Godmother 2, Jimmy's Revenge. And those changed me in a way that I could not explain as I was a young child, probably making me gay. Yeah, but it was actually based off of a comic series, so if you didn't know, if you ever did watch the Scary Godmother specials while you were a young child, you know it's based off of a comic book, and I decided, you know, I love the series, I love the Scary Godmother, like, 2 specials, I rewatch them every year, why not get the comic in my midst? It's a good time. If you have a young child, I think they'd be very into this. It actually has This version specifically, because there's, I think this is actually a compilation of every Scary Godmother story that has been released. So you have that. There's a bunch of like different comics you can buy online, but this one I think is really good because again, it's a compilation of all the stories that have been released, and it has like fun activities. It has like coloring sheets and mazes, you know, for the kids. So I suggest if you have a young kid who's into the spooky aesthetic, pick this up for them. It's a good time. It also has enough like spooky puns to make me want to crawl out of my skin, but it makes me happy because I like spooky puns. I love them, but it's a good time. Also, look at all of them on the back. Oh, it's such a good time. And also, like, watch the specials too. Watch the 2 specials. I think they're both available on YouTube because literally, like, no one cares. So they're just both on YouTube. I rewatch them every year. I've shown them to crowds of people before. I am very fun at movie nights. So that's every manga and comic that I've collected over the month of October. My favorite month, because Halloween, I am a spooky girl. I like me the spooks. I like me the creeps. I like me the scares. I'm gonna definitely be watching some horror movies after this. So thank you very much. What manga did you pick up this month? Any more horror manga you want to suggest to me? Someone who like reads a lot of horror manga? Do you also want to see Funo Time published in America? I do. But thank you very much for watching and have a lovely night.